Hey, how's it going, everyone? I'm York515. The term early access understandably has a stigma to it. Many games are still unfinished to this day, even when they're years in development. But what if I were to tell you that possibly, arguably, one of the greatest first person shooters of all time is being remade in early access right now for 1999? Today I'll be reviewing Black Mesa, and I want to see if it's worth your money. Let's check it out. For those of you unfamiliar with this story, you play scientist Gordon Freeman at the Black Mesa Research Facility. Minor malfunctions throughout the facility allude to danger just on the horizon. During a routine experiment at the facility, things take a turn for the worst, and an incident occurs, causing a large-scale alien infestation throughout the facility. It's up to you with your HEV power suit and any weapons you find throughout the game to take on this alien horde and save the world. Graphics and sound. Despite the game's humble beginnings as a mod, the graphics impressed me while I was playing through. In contrast to the dark gray environments of modern FPS, Black Mesa has a wide color palette, from warm colors to cool colors to dark drab and gray. The best part about the visuals is how they are used to convey atmosphere. You'll go from fighting through tight corridors of a laboratory, swimming through dark sewers, and even fighting in a nuclear reactor in the wide open desert. While not the most visually impressive game, Black Mesa is still a sight to behold. I have found Black Mesa's sound design to be very satisfactory throughout. The various guns you collect throughout the game have a real punch as you fire them, and aliens writhe in pain as you splatter their guts all over the Black Mesa research facility. The only negative I can really say about the sound design is the music. While not bad by any means, after playing the game, none of the tracks really left an impact on me. Overall, I'd say the sound does what it needs to do, nothing more, nothing less. Gameplay and game design. Rather than completely reinvent the wheel with this remake, Black Mesa is instead content to keep the game largely the same and sprinkle a few little additions here and there. Adding to the survival horror element of the early game, you can pick up flares and use them to attack enemies by setting them on fire or causing explosions in the environment. Tweaks have also been made to the levels throughout the game to make them both more visually appealing and to give better visual indicators as to what to do next. The best part about Black Mesa and the Half-Life series in general is the fact that it does not hold your hand. While the games are linear, whenever there is a problem, they expect you to figure it out. The puzzles sprinkled throughout the game, while simple, are still very fun and can help break up the monotony of the combat. The game's combat for me is a mixed bag. While the guns feel powerful and are very creative and unique, there was never a moment when playing the game that I felt like I was getting better at the combat. I just simply got better at memorizing enemy locations when I had to reload. Admittedly, I'm also not a fan of the fact that the enemies are bullet sponges. While I can understand this for many of the aliens you encounter, the special ops soldiers you fight, in my opinion, should be comparable to you when it comes to damage received. Despite these issues with the combat, it remains satisfying and fun by giving you a wide array of weapons to decimate your foes. While the platforming has improved from the original game, it can still be very inaccurate and more often than not leads to an untimely death. So the question remains, where does this leave Black Mesa? Well, let me tell you. The game, for the most part, does accomplish what it needs to do as a remake. It gives it a new fresh coat of paint, improves the gameplay without tarnishing what was already great about it, and is overall faithful to the original while still doing its own thing. Any issues I do have with the game were issues I had with the original release of Half-Life. And my only major gripe that would bring down this review in terms of score is the fact that it is still in early access. However, based on the fact that the developers do seem to be working hard and are even going to be adding multiplayer, it seems that this is going to be one of the few early access games that will be a success story. So, what's the verdict? I give Black Mesa the ranking of...
Shut up and take my money!